Morning all, Angus Campbell here, Sunday the 23rd of June, and after a couple of weeks layoff, back on the garage, and just tidying up a few bits and pieces now with respect to the A70 Lightning. So when we last left it, we were cleaning up the crankcases and the crankshaft, and here's the crankshaft here together with pistons and the rods all ready to go off tomorrow to be repaired. So we're thinking that the crank journals should be okay to be reground to minus 10 thou, and also the place where I'm sending these have seen photos of the crankcase. It needs welding up. Just here you can see where it's been grooved, where what's ever left of the rod on the crank is dug into the crankcase, and there is one small puncture but very minor, but they've said that's a fairly straightforward fix, just to fill that with weld. And as I said before, I think normally when you repair clean brakes of crankcases, what you tend to do, I think, is to grind a groove on the reverse side so you can fill the groove with weld, and that's how you achieve the binding. So that's good. So they're ready to go off. Some people have asked me that if because there seems to be relatively little wear, although there is some scoring on the left-hand journal, whether or not that could be polished out. And the answer to that is definitely not, because when you start to get wear in big ends and you start to get play in big ends, then actually these journals, they will wear oval. So although with some measurements this journal doesn't look to be too bad, I haven't got accurate instrumentation with dial gauges etc. to be able to ascertain if it's still round or it's oval. I'm sure it'll be oval anyway, and if you just if you polish that up and put new shells on it, you'll find the rod would be probably have some play in certain positions and none in others. So definitely needs re-grinding. So that's all we've got to say really on the A70. With respect to the rolling chassis, we will continue to do the odd bits and pieces on this. We've got the front end to finish off with respect to the bars. We've got the levers, obviously cables. We've got the wiring for the headlight, and you can see the switch warning lights etc. are missing at the moment. So there's a bit of work to do there. So we'll try and finish off the wiring and other sundries, ready for the return of the motor. Sorry, the parts to begin building the motor up. But it might be 3 or 4 weeks before we get these parts back. So in addition to doing some bits and pieces on the rolling chassis, it's time to turn our attention in the meantime to the E35SS motor, and we'll get back onto that. And also you'll notice in the front of that there's something else going on here. So what I'll do is I'm going to close this video here just by way of a quick update, and then the next one we'll do a status of where we are with this engine, what we're doing here, and we'll begin taking it from there. So just a very quick update there. Thanks very much for watching everybody. See you again soon.